Hey, what is going on, guys? Extra Fusion here, and welcome to the Telltale TV adaptation series for The Walking Dead. This is Season 4, Episode 7, which is titled Krovi. And Krovi is actually blood in Russian, just in case you would like to know. So, the episode begins with a zoom in on a walker walking through the snow as it's suddenly shot in the face with a suppressed sniper from the rooftop of that house on that lake that we saw back from Episode 4. We see Arvo's sister Natasha. She's still kind of sick, as a Russian tells Arvo to go see Rais. Arvo is scared, but Rais just tells him that he wants him and 5 other guys to go find these people and bring them here. And Rais says, our other groups haven't returned, so it's up to you guys. Arvo says he will not disappoint him, and Arvo says he has a plan. And Rais says if they don't cooperate, do with them as you please, basically saying if they don't follow and they don't decide to, listen to him and come back to their base, then he can kill them if he'd like. He doesn't really care that much. He just wants them either gone or brought here so he can deal with them himself. Back at Ivy's house, Clementine wakes up as nice music is playing, and Clem looks outside the window to see the snow on the ground, and she walks downstairs and sees a Christmas tree set up with presents all around it, and she's really confused as Ivy comes in and asks if she likes it, and she thought she would just give everyone a Christmas because, they probably haven't had an actual Christmas in quite some time. And she literally just went outside because she has a bunch of, winter green trees outside her house. She cut one down, a smaller one, wrapped up some toys from the attic with leftover wrapping paper that she found in this house, and she put some stuff together. Clem smiles for probably the first time in a while. Sarah is already looking at some of the toys under the tree, and everyone else is waking up and just sitting around the fire near the tree as Ivy puts in Christmas music through a record player, and the song Santa Claus is Coming to Town plays on it. And she even cooks up a meal, and Luke is still laying in his bed, though. He will not get out. Clem goes to check on him. She says he needs to stay strong for everyone, and Luke tells Clem to keep him away from Kenny because he knows he'll attack him again if he sees his face. Speaking of which, Clem goes to check on Kenny, and he's even worse than Luke. He's sitting upright on his bed, just staring at the wall. He turns around to Clem, just lays back down without saying a single word. Clem doesn't even know what to say to him. As everyone is sitting around eating chicken and eggs that Ivy made, Ivy just decides to get everyone's attention, and she tells them all she's very thankful for the company they provided her, even through all the tough times, right? She can tell they are a fantastic group of people. But Ivy says she won't be coming with them to the retribution outpost. She says Wellington and those other places sound great, but she's got something good going on here. She just needs to get those fences fixed and such, and she'll be fine. She built stuff here, and she wants to stay here. She knows she might get lonely, but she doesn't care. She had a nice couple days with these people. She tells them good luck on their journey. Later that day, the group pack their belongings and get ready to leave to head for the retribution outpost. Clem tells Kenny they're leaving, as Kenny says he'll just cause more people to die, and Clem says he needs to snap out of it. She doesn't want to seem like this. She tells them that AJ needs him, and no one else here was a father like you were. She says you're the only dad here. This clearly motivates Kenny as he decides to get up and start packing. Abby visits Charlotte's grave in the backyard one last time as she leaves flowers on it. Omid finds Lily crying a bit as he asks her what's wrong, and Lily says that she can't stop thinking about that little girl. Omid says we did the best we could, and Lily says she knows that, but she just wishes she could enjoy a Christmas like this. She should. Omid tells her that she's in a better place now. Luke finally comes out of his room as Nick asks him how he's been doing. He gives him a hug. Luke says he's been better, but he sees Kenny walking out of his room, but he just looks away and doesn't do anything, thankfully. Luke then asks where Jane is. Luke's literally been in his room these past day or two, so he has not even heard about the news that Jane is gone. And Aaron tells him, and this pisses him off even more, but the group just gets together, puts their supplies in the Jeep as well as the Honda Civic. Ivy says she's okay with them taking the vehicle. She can just find another one on her own. She's being really nice about this whole thing. Everyone says goodbye to Ivy, and Ivy also gives Aaron the map with the pickup number 2 on it. She says maybe there's something useful there, so Maybe you should check it out. Kenny hotwires a van across the street because they all won't fit in the cars they have. They need 3. The roads are still a bit snowy, but less than before. So they leave after we get one last shot of Ivy on the deck as she walks back inside to her house. The 3 vehicles drive off down the road, headed for the Retribution. The groups reach the Retribution base, but when they pull up, all they see is fire, smoke, and walkers inside of the base, which is obviously the base of the train station, surrounded by the walls. The walls are down as well. The group is incredibly confused as they get out of their vehicles to check it out. Kenny, Clem, Sarah, Dave, AJ, Bonnie, Richard, Marla, Abby, Jordan, and Lily all stay behind the vehicles as Aaron, Vince, Shell, Tripp, Sandy, Kyle, Roman, Omid, Luke, and Nick head inside. They see tons of dead bodies, full with bullet holes and some walkers that the group take out easily with their knives and other melee weapons. They find blown up bodies with limbs all around the place, bullet shells all across the floor. A battle clearly went down here. Tripp and Sandy walk around a corner and find Harrison lying up against a train cart with an M1911 in his hands. There's blood coming out of his mouth as he has 2 bullet holes shot into his stomach and his chest. The others come over, see Harrison on the verge of dying. Harrison tells them that they were attacked. He says it wasn't long ago, and his last words are, "You gotta go." He then falls over onto the floor, dead. The group panics after hearing this. He says they should just grab as many weapons and ammo as possible and just go. And Roman says there's no way this place wasn't picked clean, just as Aaron, Vince, and Shell find the armory, and it was picked clean. Tripp says we barely got enough ammunition ourselves. If we run into a group big enough to take out this many people, then we are all fucked. Aaron tells them that there's no bodies from the other side, only the Retribution. Kyle says maybe they brought their dead folks back with them, and Aaron says it's possible, or maybe they just had so many people that they were able to take out everyone here easily without losing a single man, and we know someone of that size is dangerous as fuck. He points out the holes in the building, all the blown up bodies and vehicles. He says they have some major explosives. The group return to those vehicles in the front of the base and they tell everyone what's up. The group seems frightened as Aaron says they just need to get the hell out of here fast. Kenny says this was our ticket to Wellington. Then Aaron says if we still want to go, we are going to have to go there ourselves. And Kenny asks, why wouldn't we go? As Nick says, maybe because all those people are likely in danger from a goddamn war. Kenny says that Aaron told us before that the Harrison guy said that those people never go near the communities. And Tripp says that's because the retribution keeps them out. But if the New Frontier wins this war, they'll make their way to those communities. Omid says we should still go, at least to check it out. Marla asks if those Russians were working with them, and Sandy says it seems like it. Aaron says we just gotta keep moving. Shell asks if they should do more digging in the base, and Aaron says they do not have time for that. Everyone gets back in their vehicles, but then Vince says that the Jeep is empty. He didn't see any gasoline inside the base. So those in Vince's vehicle stuff into Kenny's van. Aaron leads the Honda Civic with Tripp, Sandy, Kyle, Roman, and Omid inside with him, and the groups are just driving down the road in suburban type areas. They even head through a small little town with some stores and shops. Aaron makes a turn down a road. He's following the map to go to the pickup site. They suddenly go right over tire spikes that were nicely hidden in leaves and such, and the car is forced to make an abrupt turn in the road, and Kenny brings the van right up next to it right after he goes over the same exact tire spikes. Both their vehicles are kind of shit now. They're not really going to drive. They're in the middle of the road next to this strip mall. Aaron tells them to keep their eyes peeled as they get out of the car. He questions why there's tire spikes out in the road. Kenny sees someone walking towards them in the distance. The group keeps their guns at the ready as Aaron calls out to the mystery figure. Clem gets a closer look as this person gets closer, and she sees that it's Arvo. She tells Kenny it's Arvo. The group all get behind their vehicles and get ready to pull their guns out, but they don't pull them out just yet. But Kenny pulls his python out, tells Arvo to stop right there or he'll shoot. The group tell Kenny to chill out, as Arvo says he comes in peace. He isn't here to kill anyone. He then says they are just here to take them back to their base, as 4 other Russians come from these stores in the strip mall with their AK-47s, SVT-40s, all sorts of Russian firearms, and they aim them right at the group as the group pulls up their guns as well, as everyone is drawing their weapons pretty much. Arvo says you stole from us. So this is what happens. He says my boss is angry and my sick sister is getting worse. Trip questions what the fuck he's talking about. Jordan gives Kenny a dirty look as Aaron says they can work out some sort of a deal. Arvo says this is the deal. He says my boss doesn't want you all dead. He has other plans. Tensions rise as everyone looks around for any sort of plan. Then Arvo says, he did also say, if they don't cooperate, then they can take matters into their own hands. Clem looks inside of the van and sees Marla and Richard with AJ. Sarah and Dave are also still inside of the van. Luke tells Clem to get in there with them as Clem looks back behind the van, behind the group, and she notices another Russian, a fifth one. Well, fifth one besides Arvo, of course. Arvo would make 6, but she notices this person way behind them with a sniper. And then she points him out as quickly as possible to the group as one of the Russians yells, Krovi. Right when he yells this, the group starts shooting. Bullets fly everywhere as the group fire back. Jordan's ear is partially shot right off. He's still on the crutches, of course, and he falls right over because obviously he just got shot in the ear. He's hurt as hell. Bullets are flying at the van as well as Richard is hit in the face while holding AJ. Sarah grabs AJ and covers him completely with her body. Marla screams in agony for Richard. Kenny shoots and hits the guy that's behind the group as Tripp is able to shoot one of the Russians. Roman shoots another one. Abby is shot multiple times in the body as she falls to the floor, dead. Arvo hits the deck behind the lamppost. Vince gets out from behind cover, shoots one of the guys, kills him, and then he gets shot in the foot by the last one, which Shell shoots right after. Obviously, this guy shoots Vince. All of them are dead now. A pretty quick shootout. Goes by pretty fast. Probably like within, 45 seconds, a minute at most. All of them are dead now, aside from Arvo. Arvo comes out surrendering to the group as he throws his weapon away. Arvo is scared out of his mind. He didn't think this group would be so skilled with weapons. He thought they could easily take them out. Aaron, Tripp, and Vince go up to keep Arvo down as Clem looks around and sees the damage that has just been done. Vince and Jordan are wounded. Abby and Richard are dead. Bonnie is trying her best to stop the blood from coming out of Jordan's wounded ear. And you see Marla just screaming for Richard, and Abby's just laying there, lifeless. And Clem is just kind of shocked that all this just happened so damn fast. And boom, that is the end of the episode. Of course, next one, hopefully I'll try to get it sooner than I usually get them out, but no promises, of course. But next week's is the mid-season finale, meaning, it's the mid-season finale. Usually some crazy shit happens, but we'll have to wait and see. This episode also had some pretty crazy shit happen, and it's kind of reminiscent of that scene from the game. We all know that scene, that iconic scene, but they left it on a cliffhanger. I don't want to leave it on a cliffhanger. I was actually thinking about originally doing that, but I thought it would kind of lose some of the flow a little bit of the battle. It's a quick battle, obviously like 45 seconds long, but I didn't want to take away from that. I wanted to show the whole thing in one episode rather than having, a cliffhanger. I was originally going to do that, or it was going to end with the guy yelling Krovi and then shooting a bullet and then cutting to black, but I was like, nah, that's stupid. We lost 2 people, of course, 3 if you count Harrison earlier on in the episode, and yeah, so we'll have to wait and see what happens next. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.